In the Middle East, the sounds of war giving way to sounds of joy from families reunited in a carefully negotiated exchange that saw the safe release of 24 hostages by Hamas, along with the release of 39 imprisoned Palestinians by Israel. The International Red Cross escorting the now former Hamas captives into the safety of Egypt, their first stop before long-awaited reunions with family. Today's hostage release included 13 Israeli women and children, along with nearly a dozen workers from Thailand and the Philippines who had been kidnapped. The released Palestinians consisted of women and teenagers. There were no Americans set free in this initial exchange. President Biden calling today only a start. More hostages are expected to be freed during a 4-day pause in fighting that also allows for more humanitarian supplies to be brought into Gaza. Raf Sanchez has new developments tonight from Israel.
After 49 days of captivity, this is what the road to freedom looks like. White jeeps of the Red Cross driving through the darkness of southern Gaza, carrying these 13 Israeli women and children from toddlers to great-grandmothers out of the hands of Hamas. First to the safety of Egypt for an initial round of medical checks. And finally, home to Israel, where troops gave the kids noise-canceling headphones to dampen the roar of the helicopters.
It's only a start, but so far it's gone well.
The youngest hostages, 2-year-old Aviv and her 4-year-old sister Raz, freed along with their mother Duron. We met their father Yoni on the 3rd day of the war.
She told me that they are locked down in the security room and terrorists entered the house.
He tracked his wife's cell phone as it headed into Gaza. And then this heart-stopping video of the moment his family was kidnapped.
You never imagine your girls and your wife would fall down to Hamas' hands when they were visiting their grandmother.
Tonight, Yoni posting, they're finally here at home. Also free Ohad Munder Zikri, seen in this Hamas video under the arm of a gunman. His family held a painful birthday for him as he turned 9 in captivity. And tonight, American toddler Abigail Moore Edan turns 4 years old, but remains a hostage. No Americans got out today, but President Biden vowing,
We also will not stop until we get these hostages brought home and an answer to their whereabouts.
Also released 11 workers from Thailand and the Philippines who were kidnapped on October 7th. As part of the deal, Israel agreeing to free 39 Palestinian prisoners, 24 women and 15 teenagers. Israeli troops firing tear gas to disperse crowds gathering in the occupied West Bank to celebrate their release. The complex exchange came hours after a 4-day ceasefire took hold in Gaza. Palestinians venturing onto the streets after weeks of relentless airstrikes, which have killed more than 5,000 children, according to the Red Crescent. I was displaced to this school because they destroyed my house, says this pregnant mother. And tonight, hundreds of aid trucks rolling into Gaza, a welcome sight, even if it's a fraction of what's needed. Tensions as displaced people try to return north to their homes, but blocked by Israel's army. But for now, the ceasefire holding. And with it, hope for the remaining hostages.
Raf, what do we know about the health of the hostages freed today, and what comes next in all this?
Well, Lester, doctors here in Tel Aviv say all of the children are in good condition. We're waiting to hear more about the adults. And Israel's government says it has received the list of hostages due to be freed tomorrow, which is a sign that this deal is holding. But remember, this deal is only for 50 out of the roughly 240 total hostages.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.